about that?
Well, when we talk about mindset, really to boil it down for trading, the main mindset that I have is preparation. So
Hmm.
everything that I do is to prepare for every eventuality. So it's all about planning. And when you first start doing this, of course, you don't have maybe your strategy down. You don't have the expertise. So you study, you read books, you'll go to workshops. You make a plan, and then you trade, and then from there, after you evaluate and you see what happened, what went wrong, what went right, and then you study some more, replan, and do it all over again. So that's sort of the cycle. The main
Hmm.
thing is that mindset has to be where you really have to make sure that you're constantly preparing and studying what happened, what went wrong, what went good, and doing that post analysis. And this is something that very few people do, or
Hmm.
do for any length of time. Even those that do it, they may do it for a little while, but it's not something that they have in their routine for a long through their trading career. I mean, I've been doing this for 30, going this year will be my 38th year trading, and I'm still evaluating and doing post analysis and keeping in touch with my numbers and making sure that I know the truth about my trading at all times. So that, again, we can get very deep into mindset,
Yeah.
but the main thing is to always be preparing.
And to dive into that a little bit, I want to talk about both your weekend and daily routines. So, starting with the weekend routine, what do you do to analyze the market, your current stocks, the market leadership, the breadth of the market to make sure you're prepared for the next week and also identify those best opportunities for your particular style?
Yeah, believe it or not, I do very little work on the general market.
Hmm.
I don't really do a whole lot of general market analysis. I mean, I look at the price and volume of the market. I look at the major indexes. I do have some, readings or indicators that I follow, some sentiment, but I'm really doing the majority of my work is 90% of it is all stock work. So
Right.
if there's a lot of stocks, then I'm bullish on the market. If there's not a lot of stocks, I'm bearish on the market, or I'm at least careful. I can't buy anything if I don't have the stocks, if the stocks aren't set up. And if the stocks aren't working, if there are a lot of stock setups and they're not working, then I really know, the market's not a great market. So my routine is really just screening for stocks and
Hmm.
trying to find out, as much as I can about those stocks. And most of them I already know, like there's only so many names. So as I'm screening, if Netflix, Google, Goldman Sachs, for instance, broke out today, yeah, I know these companies well.